Imagine a world where the words you use every day, words like eyeball, swagger, and bedazzled, simply didn't exist. What if I told you the guy who wrote Romeo and Juliet actually made up over 1,700 words we use today? That's right. William Shakespeare wasn't just a playwright, he was a true wordsmith, shaping the English language in ways that still echo through our conversations, movies, and even memes. But Shakespeare's story didn't start in a grand palace or a famous city. He was born in 1564 in the small market town of Stratford-upon-Avon, England, the son of a glovemaker and a local woman named Mary Arden. His childhood was filled with the sights and sounds of rural England, bustling markets, muddy streets, and the gentle flow of the River Avon. He wasn't born into royalty or wealth. He was an ordinary boy with an extraordinary imagination. As a young man, Shakespeare left his hometown and made his way to London, a city alive with opportunity, danger, and excitement. By the time he turned 30, he was already famous in London for his plays, captivating audiences from all walks of life. From rowdy commoners to the Queen herself, the city was a melting pot of ideas, and Shakespeare soaked it all in, transforming the chaos and colour of London into unforgettable stories. Here's a fun fact. Despite his fame, nobody actually knows what Shakespeare looked like. There are no photographs, of course, and even the paintings and engravings we see today are based on guesswork or created after his death. There's no confirmed portrait of him painted while he was alive. Mysterious, right? It's almost as if the man who gave us so many unforgettable characters wanted to remain a bit of a mystery himself, letting his words speak louder than his image. Over his lifetime, Shakespeare wrote 37 plays and 154 sonnets, ranging from epic tragedies like Hamlet and Macbeth to laugh-out-loud comedies like A Midsummer Night's Dream and Twelfth Night. His works explored the deepest corners of the human heart: love, jealousy, ambition, and revenge, making them as relevant today as they were 400 years ago. And get this, he invented phrases we still use like break the ice, wild goose chase, and in a pickle. His creativity didn't stop at words. He also played with storytelling, mixing comedy and tragedy and creating characters so real we still see ourselves in them, and even Heart of Gold. Shakespeare's language was rich and poetic, but also playful and daring. He wasn't afraid to invent, to experiment, and to surprise his audience with something new. The world of Elizabethan theatre was just as dramatic as the plays themselves. Rumour has it, during a performance of Henry VIII, a real cannon was fired on stage, accidentally burning down the original Globe Theatre. Talk about drama. The audience fled in panic, but the show must go on, and it did, with a new globe rising from the ashes. But Shakespeare wasn't just about fancy language or clever wordplay. He wrote for everyone, nobles and commoners, young and old. His stories were packed with adventure, love, betrayal, and moments that could make you laugh, cry, or gasp in surprise. His characters fell in love, plotted revenge, made terrible mistakes, and sometimes found redemption. He understood what it meant to be human, and he poured that understanding into every line he wrote. And yes, there were even sword fights, basically the blockbuster movies of his day. Audiences would cheer, boo, and throw things at the stage, making every performance a wild, unpredictable event. So, next time you hear a Shakespeare quote, remember, you're not just reading Old English homework or memorizing lines for a test. You're stepping into a world full of mystery, invention, and unforgettable stories that have inspired generations. You're entering a universe where words have power, where imagination reigns, and where every story is an invitation to dream bigger. Who knows, maybe you'll be inspired to write a few words of your own. After all, if a glovemaker's son from a small English town could change the world with his words, why not you?